Hi, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, I'm gonna share my story about sexual addiction, which lasted for more than 25 years, because it all started back when I was about 5 years old, and I was climbing a column in a gym hall in my nursery school, and I experienced a pleasant sensation in my genitals area, and I got hooked, and I started to try to reproduce it. How, by climbing, by sort of pushing or pressing my genital area, my pubic area. Got caught several times by my mother, who was shocked. It didn't say much to me, but well, I somehow sensed the embarrassment of the situation. Yeah, then by the time I was 11, I figured out because I was approximately the same age, I was introduced to the topic of sex by another child from the same nursery school, and I quickly figured out that, oh, if sex involves rubbing my penis against another person's vagina, yeah, then I can reproduce the same movement with my hands, which I proceed to. Locked myself in the water closet and started to experiment until I experienced some kind of an orgasm. Yeah, also about no, not about this, a couple years later, probably. Yeah, I was introduced to pornography. We didn't have broadband internet connection back then, but we had dial-up connection. So I resorted to reading pornographic stories, yeah, because even downloading pictures was a big deal back then. Yeah, and I started to masturbate from 3 to 5 times a day for many years. Yeah, to the point when I got lately about when I was 31 years old or something. Yeah, about so. I got inflammation in my prostate gland as a result, and for more than a year I was struggling with it, and I was looking for a proper doctor because they couldn't do much for me. I remember I had a big momentum of hatred against women because I was a nerd, and of course I wasn't very successful amongst women. I only had one, well, two actually girlfriends, and yeah, it was a pleasant time with a girlfriend, yeah, but after half a year, I realized that I'm not getting that aroused with her, yeah, and I quickly broke up with her. Yeah. And the second girlfriend, we broke up after 3 weeks. She got mad at me for I don't know what kind of reason. Doesn't matter much, yeah. And nevertheless, so I had to deal with my condition. By now, it was a constant pain for more than a year, 24 hours a day of moderate to intense pain. Then I got a proper doctor, but the pain didn't completely go away. Just the inflammation was cured, the bacteria was killed there, but I was sensing that I felt like I had two nails basically inserted somewhere in my pubic area. That's what that sensation, the kind of sensation I had, sharp, rather sharp pain there. And then when I got into the Ascended Master teachings, before that I didn't completely abstain from watching porn and masturbating, but I started to minimize it. Yeah, so maybe once a week or once in 2 weeks. That with that frequency. Yeah. Then I got introduced to the Ascended Master teachings, and but still I couldn't resist the urge to masturbate once in a while. But then when I came to Vietnam, I already realized that it was an addiction and a severe case of addiction. Yeah, and partly I dealt with that by having access to this massage salons and prostitutes because it's cheap and affordable here, and it's like very, very widely available here. And I see it as a step up, actually, and despite all the um, women objectivization and stuff like that, it still was a step up for me because it was clearly less detrimental to my health than masturbation. Because it was actual sex with an actual human being, and not a forced sexual act. It was not, at least not forced by rough force. Let's say, yeah, it's more some kind of consent from both parties. Yeah, and what I did next, I realized that fourth ray decrease in invocations they help to control this condition and to gradually get out of it. Yeah, especially 407. Australia cut me free. 403, Serapis Bay decree. And the most efficient tool, but quite a huge one, is the invocation liberating women from sexual exploitation from book The Spiritual Liberation of Women. Yeah, in this one. It's actually three invocations, or like three invocations. And they're huge, but they address all the necessary points there. So it's good to give them at least once in a while to refresh, to be to stay alert and aware of all the mechanics, all the hooks, all the tricks we get subjected to get ourselves addicted or somehow imbalanced with regards to sex. Yeah, and after some basically a year and a half of more or less systematic sex with prostitutes and massage girls, yeah, I realized that I sort of have had enough of it. Yeah, not that I completely had enough of sex, but I had enough of basically sex for the sake of having sex, and I discern three separate selves here. One self is not it's not actually an aggressive self. It's just a self that wants longs for just physical connection, some kind of physical, not necessarily sex, and just hugs, touching each other, tickling each other, and stuff like that. Yeah, but of course, I starve with regards to this because I'm single and don't have a girlfriend. It's because of the culture gap. So I tried to, but not wasn't very successful. Yeah, it's not like that. I'm not. I'm rejected, but I do not accept their lifestyle and their approach to the relationship to here in Vietnam. It's quite polarized. On one hand, we have prostitutes around every second corner. On the other hand, we have people who, I mean, the normal people. They're very conservative, very strict about their relationships. So even about hugs and tickles. Yeah. So I realized that no, I'm not going to invest in that kind of relationship because it's not going to pay out soon, and I'm not going to settle down here for quite a time because I just sense it's not my place. Not for a long time at least. Yeah, maybe it is, but not for now. I don't sense it like just a temporary place of residence. Yeah, and what else? Yeah, so another self, one self is that's long for physical connection. Another self is just it's a way to redirect my aggression, especially the anger against myself. So this is the one that wants to watch porn, engage into rough sexual acts, and swear during sex and that kind of thing. And don't give it much of a go. Yeah, I use for a certain time, for a couple of months, I use it as a, not even for half a year. Yeah, I use it to basically somehow redirect my anger against myself. Yeah, but that's it. No one was hurt. Yeah, basically, I was just it was for me just what just another just having another sex, because I usually normally have it like once or twice per month. Then I felt if I felt triggered, I felt okay. I'm gonna go and have sex again. And that's how we did it. That's what it was for me. And another self is just a mental couple, just projects like, oh, it would be good to have sex now, would be good to have sex now, would be good to have sex now. And it responds to negative sensation, basically, like a sort of compensatory mechanism, mechanics for negative sensation, negative emotions. Yeah. What is uh, what is the summary? Yeah, the takeaways from my experience. First of all, the big part is not to condemn yourself, because by condemning yourself, you reinforce the spiral, because you feel the urge, you indulge in this, you feel bad, you feel worse than before that, and you need some kind of compensation for that. Yeah. So again, you have to, maybe you will not indulge into masturbation or porn again. Yeah, but you will indulge into eating sweet stuff, for example. Yeah, or doom scrolling Facebook, something like this. Yeah, so it reinforces this and other negative spirals. Yeah, another thing is that you have to understand that it's a gradual process. Yeah, you have to be very patient with yourself, not and at the same time not try to suppress the negative. Well, sorry, the urge. Yeah, not, because it's better to find somewhat balanced way, somewhat balanced. I realize that resorting to prostitutes is not the most balanced way. Yeah, but it's of course, it's more balanced than just watching porn all half a day. Yeah. Another thing is that yeah, learn to be alert and learn to discern. Yeah, when you because when you find this temporary way to have sex, yeah, be alert. Like because I was I had a very clear insight when I had enough of sex for the sake of having sex. Yeah, so I still feel somewhat of an urge. Yeah, but I separate myself. I feel that this is here is basically my sense of self. Here is the separate self, so I can deal with that. Yeah, it doesn't require much effort actually. So again, decrease on fourth ray and the practices with Amitabha practices. By the way, also they transmute and dissolve this poison of not having enough. Yeah, as Amitabha eloquently explained his dictation. And well, that's pretty much it. Of course, we should abstain from anything that magnifies sexual desire, from porn and stuff like that. Yeah, but again, if you don't feel if you, for instance, work in advertisement and agency and stuff, if you're subjected to it for a time, again, just find a way to express your sexual desire in somewhat without forcing yourself or forcing someone else, basically. Yeah, even if it is resorting to prostitution for a time. I realize that I take a calculated risk because some people may find it as a justification for themselves resolving to it. Yeah, but still, it's I believe that there are many sincere students who struggle with this, and this is sort of a taboo topic for many people. It's such a controversial topic, yeah, but that's why I chose to speak openly about it and put out everything I know, everything I went through. I'm gonna get back to this topic and add more details, especially if anyone requests. And that's how it is. So, not again, more than 25 years of addiction wasn't very easy to transcend it, but it's a doable task. It's a doable task, and it wasn't very hard either. Just keep moving, just keep doing keep being patient, keep doing the decrease, yeah, and gradually resolve your psychology. Also, in my book, for instance, yeah, prostitute being with a prostitute is less balanced than being, for instance, with a massage girl. First of all, because massage girls they are physically active, yeah, they do actually massage you, yeah, they are much more physically active. They are much healthier. The prostitute they have a much healthier psychology because physical activity is directly connected to emotional state and through that to the mental and identity. But this is important. I figured out. I didn't have that sensation after being with a massage girl. I didn't have that sensation that unpleasant sensation like I was bitten by insects, by ants, for instance. Yeah, because after being with prostitutes, I only was with like four prostitutes, something like that. But every time I sensed that unpleasant emotion, like I was bitten by some insects. Yeah, but I never sensed the same after being with a massage girl. So the healthier your partner is, even if you have this objectified sexual relationship, yeah, with money and stuff like that, yeah, still the healthier the more balanced your partner is, the better, basically. Yeah. Like I believe that it's perfectly fine to find a partner who just like friends with benefits, like who just wants sex. I'm just not very concerned with it here. And I mean, for me, I don't have much time. For me, it's just easier to go and pay and to get the money and go and pay and then get completely free and get everything I need and just go away without it. But maybe I should consider that. Yeah, that's well in my area, it's going to be a challenge actually because I'm away from the large cities. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I hope it was helpful to someone. Just don't give up, guys, and don't be ashamed of yourself and stuff like that. You had a certain experience. At some point, eventually, you will have had enough of it. You will get tired of it. You will have had enough of it, and no problem. You will get over it. So yeah, thank you, and then have a good time walking the spiritual path. Bye.